At 75 years old, I've spent much of my life observing the intricate dynamics of the royal family, and I can honestly say that never before have I witnessed a decision as unexpected, as utterly groundbreaking, as the one King Charles has recently made. This move has sent shockwaves through the palace, completely blindsiding Queen Camilla, as well as many of the royal family's closest insiders. What could have prompted such a dramatic shift in royal affairs, and how will this decision impact the future of the monarchy, its structure, and its public image? This moment has truly marked a new chapter in the British royal family's storied history. In a stunning turn of events, King Charles has reportedly bestowed a new, unexpected title upon Princess, and one that not only elevates her within the royal hierarchy but also reshapes the status of her children in a profound way. While royal families often face controversies and disagreements, few decisions have been as jaw-dropping as this one. Queen Camilla, who has been the king's staunchest supporter, is said to have been taken completely off guard by the move. She, who has stood by Charles through numerous challenges, both personal and public, now faces a dramatic shift in her role within the royal family. What led to this unexpected change, and what does it mean for her relationship with Charles and the future of the British monarchy? The tension between royal family members had been simmering for months, perhaps even years, but it was only after this shocking move that the true depth of the rift began to reveal itself. While rumors of disagreements and subtle power struggles had been circulating for some time, even the most seasoned palace observers didn't see this one coming. What caused King Charles to make such a monumental decision, and what will be the long-term ramifications? Was this a sudden epiphany for the king, or was it a reaction to deeper, unresolved family conflicts that had been festering under the surface? There is no question that this decision was far from impulsive. It was the culmination of long-standing tensions that had quietly been building for years, the kind of quiet conflict that sometimes only emerges at moments of great public significance. The events leading up to this move may appear insignificant on their own, but together, they paint a picture of an increasingly divided royal family, one that is struggling to find common ground in an ever-changing world. To understand the true scope of this crisis, it's essential to look back at some key moments that, though small at first, ultimately played a role in the monumental fallout. The beginning of the conflict can be traced back to a dinner at King Charles's coronation, which, on the surface, should have been a celebratory event. But it quickly became clear that tensions within the royal family were reaching their breaking point. Princess Anne, known for her no-nonsense attitude and deep loyalty to the crown, could no longer stay silent about her frustrations with Queen Camilla's growing influence and her handling of royal duties. It had been a long-standing concern among some royal family members that Camilla was prioritizing her own interests over those of other royals, and Anne, whose allegiance to tradition runs deep, had grown increasingly uncomfortable with Camilla's influence. At the dinner, what was supposed to be a routine royal gathering took a dramatic turn. In front of the entire royal family, Princess Anne openly confronted Queen Camilla, accusing her of manipulative behavior and questioning her leadership. Such an open, public challenge to the Queen Consort's authority was a shock to everyone present, as it is incredibly rare for royals to air grievances so publicly, particularly within the family. Anne's outburst was not only unprecedented, but it also marked the beginning of a significant divide between the two women, one that would only deepen in the days and weeks that followed. The very next day, Buckingham Palace issued an announcement confirming that Queen Camilla would no longer serve as the official Queen Consort. The news sent ripples throughout the royal household and beyond, leaving the world stunned and questioning the reasons behind such a dramatic move. It was a decision that no one could have predicted, least of all Camilla herself, who had been a devoted partner to Charles throughout their marriage. To fully comprehend the scope of this fallout, one must also consider another critical event that had already begun to shift the dynamics of the royal family. In a royal gathering that took place some months earlier, Princess Catherine, the future Queen Consort, refused to curtsy to Camilla. This seemingly small act, a breach of long-standing royal protocol, sent shockwaves through the palace. Traditionally, curtsying to the Queen Consort is a sign of respect and adherence to royal traditions. But Catherine's refusal to perform this gesture was seen by many insiders as a subtle act of defiance, signaling a deeper fracture between the younger generation of royals and the traditional power structures that Camilla represented. This breach of etiquette wasn't just a matter of ceremonial formality, it was a symbol of the growing divide between the older, more traditional royals and the younger, more modern vision of the monarchy that Catherine and others championed. It was, in many ways, a public acknowledgement of the tensions that had been bubbling beneath the surface for so long. And, as the months went on, the friction only increased, with reports suggesting that Camilla's insistence on prioritizing her own family, often sidelining the Middletons, further alienated the royal family. These small acts, seemingly insignificant at first, began to snowball into something much more serious. In addition to these actions, Camilla's changes to the traditional use of tiaras at royal events also caused widespread discontent. For centuries, tiaras have been worn as a symbol of unity and respect for royal tradition. But Camilla's decision to alter this practice was viewed as a blatant disregard for the traditions that many senior royals, including Princess Anne, held dear. And, in particular, has long been a protector of royal customs, and she was not prepared to let these changes go unchallenged. As the tensions reached a boiling point, Princess Anne made her move. At the coronation dinner, her quiet act of resistance, a polite nod to Camilla instead of the traditional curtsy, was a calculated gesture, one that symbolized her rejection of Camilla's modernizing approach to the monarchy. What began as a simple act of defiance soon grew into a full-blown conflict, culminating in Anne's public confrontation of Camilla. The event made clear that the royal family was deeply divided over the future of the monarchy, and that the question of tradition versus modernization had reached a critical juncture. The fallout from these events has been profound. Not only has it exposed deep divisions within the family, but it has also forced the public to confront uncomfortable questions about the monarchy's future. As the younger generation of royals, represented by Princess Anne and Princess Catherine, push for a more modern, inclusive vision of the royal family, Camilla represents the old guard, holding fast to the traditions that have defined the monarchy for centuries. But as the world continues to change, it's unclear whether these traditions will still have a place in the royal family's future. Despite rumors that King Charles had proposed Princess Anne as the next monarch, it seems that Anne has firmly rejected this idea. Sources close to the princess suggest that her decision was based on a strong sense of duty and a desire to honor the legacy of her late mother, Queen Elizabeth II. Anne's refusal to take on such a significant responsibility only complicates matters further, leaving the royal family in a state of uncertainty about its future leadership. With King Charles's unprecedented decision and the growing tensions within the royal family, it is clear that the monarchy is at a crossroads. The question now is, will the monarchy continue to evolve in response to modern pressures, or will it remain firmly rooted in tradition? Only time will tell, but one thing is for certain, the royal family is no longer the quiet, cohesive institution it once was. The battle for the future of the monarchy is now out in the open, and the world is watching.